Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kayfabe Central podcast of the. Oh, whoa, hello. Welcome back to the Kayfabe Central podcast of Predict the Bell, another episode of Predict the Bell, where we are going over Survivor Series 2025. I have just been making so many videos to the point I'm messing up my own intro. Yeah, that's how it's been the past week. But we are going over Survivor Series 2025. I'm your host, Josh. As always, joining me is Rule on Wrestling
Hey guys.
and Stu World Order.
So, sorry, what podcast are we on today?
You need
Yeah,
to repeat
unfortunately,
that.
I can't edit that one out. So-
Oh, you know, it's fine. I'll just clip you up to make you look even better.
exactly. There you go. But yeah, as I said, we are going to go over Survivor Series 2025. That is going down this Saturday on November 29th. Not a lot of matches on it, but a lot of matches that are going to take some time. Like obviously the two War Games matches are probably going to go like almost an hour more than likely. Um, So yeah, we're gonna be talking about all that stuff, some championship matches, the champions on the line at Survivor Series as well, that we're gonna be diving into. Before we get into that though, you guys know the drill. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all the videos, podcasts, and interviews that come to the channel. If you haven't already, go check out my interview that I did with Mikey Truth that dropped this past Sunday. We had a fantastic conversation about the Ontario indie scene. So definitely one of my favorite interviews that I've done. That's not burying the other people that I've interviewed, but it was just a genuinely good conversation. So make sure you guys go check that out. I love everybody that I interview. All right, but it was
Keep digging that hole. Keep
genuinely
going.
a good conversation. Take out the golden shovel. Uh, but yeah, so make sure you guys go check that out. Also check out the Kayfabe Central website. That's where I post all my written predictions, articles, coverage posts, all that good stuff is over there on the Kayfabe Central website. So go check that out. We also have a group and community section on the Kayfabe Central website also. So if you want a community over there, or ask me any questions wrestling related, then go over to the Kayfabe Central website and just ask me any questions you may have. Or we also have the Kayfabe Central Discord server, the server that I'm not active in at all. But if you want to build a community over there, then feel free to. That's all linked down below in the description. All that out of the way, let's jump straight into Survivor Series 2025. Um, I'm thinking we save the two War Games matches for last, especially because I think we're all very on the fence on who's going to win both of those matches. So we'll jump into those two last. Um, let's talk about the men's Intercontinental Championship match. John Cena defends his title against Dominik Mysterio. Now, I wrote on the website that it would be kind of weird if John Cena just dropped the title right back to Dom, right? Um, because it's very possible that he does. It's very possible that Cena's like, oh, you know what? I got my IC title checked off. I don't really need it to my retirement match. And if it ends up being Gunther that he faces in the final, I don't think Gunther necessarily needs the IC title either. Um, so I can see a world where Dom maybe wins back the title, but I'm not picking Dom. I'm gonna go with Cena, and I think Cena's gonna take it all the way to his retirement match, and ultimately drop it to Gunther. Usually the good idea of Dom winning back the title is not what WWE usually does. They usually just go with the very bland and basic and lazy option. So I'm gonna assume that John Cena retains the title here against Dominik Mysterio. It is very cool for Dom that he has three of Cena's final four matches, which is so good for him and so good just to put on his resume. Um, and yeah, so I think Cena walks out still champion, and Dominik Mysterio just continues to do the AAA Mega Championship stuff. Obviously, he has. We're supposed to have a match this Saturday with along with El Grande against the Lucha Bros. We finally had the reunion of the Lucha Bros, and unfortunately, Penta went down with an injury this past Monday night on Raw. Um, but I assume he's just going to be more focused on that side of things as well. And then if Liv Morgan comes back soon, he's going to be tied up in that and the whole Judgment Day drama. Um, the only thing with that is, and I know I'm kind of going all over the place here, is if Dom isn't the Intercontinental Champion, does the feud with him and Finn Balor work if they go down that route? So that's the only thing that's looming in my mind. Um, Unless they just do a non-title feud and Balor just gets nothing out of it anyway in the end. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Cena to retain.
Yes. So I, for the past, like, even before, like, even won the IC belt, off of Dom, like, I was very much in the park that, like, if they were going to face, well, doesn't really matter. Well, actually, what I just said makes completely no sense. I just realized that my brain just farted. No, okay, take everything back. For the last couple of weeks since Cena has won that belt, was very much in the camp that I did think Dom was going to win because, like, oh, it's going to be such a good moment for Dom. Until I actually thought about it this week, kind of properly, and I was like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. As you said, Josh, it's really cool for Dom to have these moments, have a big match with Cena on a PLE. Um, my thinking more was if Cena was to lose here, does that then not even not maybe harm is a bit too harsh of a word, but does that then not harm the person who has Cena's last match? Because if Cena's just been beaten by Dom, what is this person got to gain from beating Cena when really he should be going after Dom then technically? In that sense. So when I thought about it that way, I was like, yeah, maybe Cena isn't going to lose here, and that kind of threw everything off of me. So I am going to go Cena as well. Cena to retain. Again, I'll repeat. It's very cool for Dom. I'm sure again he'll still come out this looking amazing because he is actually been generally really really good in this feud with Cena. He can hold himself on the mic, he can hold himself in the ring. They put on a fairly fun match, but yeah, and I also just on your point as well, again, off track, but like with the whole Judgment Day feud, I agree it doesn't really work for me personally if they don't have the belt on the line. But as I've just pointed out, for me, I also just don't see a world now where Cena is going to lose that. So I'm going to take Cena to retain.
The only way it would have worked, Cena losing, is if we already knew who was going to be in the final match of the last time is now, and they cost him in some way, shape, or form. But I think the word you're looking for, Rue, because I completely agree with you, it cheapens that last match.
Yeah.
Whoever retires John Cena is not going to be as big a deal if he lost the match before it as well.
Yeah.
So, to an extent, to give him the IC title, they've kind of booked themselves into a corner a little bit. It's great for Dom that, as you said, Josh, he's got 3 out of the last 4 John Cena matches. Shows you how high they are on him. But yeah, it doesn't work to have him lose now. We've had a whole year of build up. Let's not cheapen it a month from the end. It wouldn't make any sense at all to me. So yeah, John Cena just through logic wins. I think the Judgment Day feud isn't going to work anyway, title or no title. I think again, like we were talking about the other day with I can't remember who it was we were talking about now, but they've overcooked it, way overcooked it. I know obviously Liv Morgan's injury probably delayed things a lot, but the Finn Balor Dom thing now it's fizzled out already before it even got going. So it's gonna feel like an afterthought when it happens, unless something special happens in it. A championship would have helped it, but now it is going to be a damn squib because it's been too long, way too long.
Yeah, I think they had a missed opportunity here to have the finals of the Last Time Is Now tournament on this show. Because it would have been cool to at least see, the person that Cena's facing in his final match have a face-to-face with Cena ahead of that match because obviously Cena doesn't have any other appearances on Raw or SmackDown or anything like that. So I think that was a missed opportunity and they should have done that. Rather than it just be Cena's final opponent, cutting promos week after week that really just mean nothing ahead of the
Yeah.
final match. Um, I will say, and I know we're kind of off tracking from the IC title, um, but we're talking about John Cena, and I might as well say I am scared that Solo Sikoa wins this entire thing. Um, I am very scared that they're gonna go that route.
I'm-
Because a report
Was
did
he
come
even
out.
meant to win on Monday?
Actually, a report did come out. Solo Sikoa was scheduled to beat Penta. Um,
I seen that. I was like, I don't know if
and
I believe that truly. I seen that and I was like,
No,
what?
no,
right,
that was
like
totally what we meant to happen. I swear.
you had the opportunity to do Penta versus Gunther, and you're like,
Exactly.
Oh.
nah, like, are you serious? Like, look, I'm not taking anything away from Solo, but you haven't done anything properly with this guy to justify him being Cena's last match. Sure, he beat John Cena in a match that nobody's gonna remember in another year or two.
A
But
year or two now. Nobody
yeah,
remembers
exactly.
now.
If people barely remember it now, and it just doesn't make sense for it to be Solo. It sure as hell doesn't make sense for it to be Jey Uso. And
It makes so much sense.
I really hope it's not Jey Uso. Um,
It's a scary thought. So
yeah, it is,
J Sokoa final. Call it out.
I
man.
can't wait to just read the
Ouch.
comments.
Uh, but I am sticking with it. It's just gonna end up being Gunther. He wins that IC title. Um, we'll talk about that more in the War Games match about what Gunther's plans are potentially for WrestleMania. Because I do have something on that. Did you guys have anything else to add onto that?
Not really for
There is
me.
no Mello is a disgrace.
Just
Oh,
extra
guy.
space.
Are
Oh,
we
mate.
surprised though? Are we
No, not at
No,
surprised?
all.
no.
But you know, when we were talking about it the other day, I half convinced myself it was going to happen. The story was so great. I was like, "Oh my God, Stu, I think you've stumbled out of the Matrix." No, I was
It's
full in there.
see, like, on that again, completely off topic, but to be fair, it's only a 4 match card, so like, I'm completely off topic. With the Carmelo thing, like, I like because the match was so good. I am really surprised. And again, maybe just don't know we didn't see it, that they didn't do Gun for Melo as a final. Had them on
Mm.
either side of the bracket because even if Melo was never meant to win, I mean, a lot of us didn't expect him to. To have that belief, have him come so close, kind of like what they did with Javon Evans and Obafemi back at Heatwave, have him come so close to get people all wanting him. It would have just made it so much more entertaining and more just unpredictable.
To create a star. Look at the main event talent in the WWE at the moment and look at their ages. You had a whole tournament that could have just been to make one star. That star could have been Javon, that star could have been Mello. They had an opportunity to, as you said, Rue, really good point. Just get him to the final, get him
Mm-hmm.
come within that close. You make a star. But no, who have we got left? LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Gunther. Oh, they're what they're going to be.
Big
Maybe
fan.
Solo. Maybe Solo might be the only one who there is more levels. I don't know where they are yet, but there are more levels to Solo
Yeah.
Sikoa. But everybody else is the final version of themselves. So they wasted a massive opportunity. And I know that's nothing Survivor Series related at all, but still.
Yeah, no, I think Carmelo Hayes absolutely showed out in that match against Gunther. So good. Like Melo has always been so good, and I don't understand why WWE doesn't want to push him. I really don't.
So,
Um, yeah, but I mean,
because
like,
he's not 6 foot. It's exactly what it is.
yeah,
He's not 6 foot. And do I say it?
I know what you're
Mm.
thinking. I was
I know,
thinking as
I
well.
know, I know.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to say it,
Aye.
but
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely hear where you're coming from. And that's definitely is a thing that could play a part in it. Um, but he's just so damn good, man. And like Melo should be the next one in line to win that United States Championship from Ilya Dragunov. He should be, but no, we're gonna get Tama Tonga instead to tease for weeks that he's gonna win the United States Championship. Oh, don't forget Tommaso Ciampa's over there as well. Nothing against Tommaso. I would be glad if Tommaso won the U.S. title. But what have you done with Tama Tonga other than being backstage yelling in Ilya Dragunov's face, "Ah, yeah, 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 yeah," and, that he's coming for the U.S. title? Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing you've done that, gives him the credibility to go after the U.S. title. Uh,
apart from he's got Nathan Fraser's pharmacist.
Apparently so. It was like what you said though, Josh. Like it's like nothing against the talent because I just I would love to see Tommaso or see I would love to see Tom Tonga as US champion because it's just cool because knowing where he came from. And this is the issue we're currently seeing in the John Cena's tournament. I think the amount of people that are souring on Gunther. This is like one of the we all love Gunther, but so many focus on this because they know it's going to be Gunther. And they're like, he doesn't need it. And I'm like, you're damaging this person.
Yeah.
We were all in on Gunther at the beginning of the year, being like, oh yeah, this will be cool. But when you actually look at the brackets, you're like, oh,
It,
this is just boring.
that's the thing, because it's so predictable, it's just taken away from any brilliance of it. If you're going to have Gunther, you should have done it a completely different way, because you've not built any stars. You've had a couple of people come back. Oh, that was nice for 5 minutes. They've lost straight away. So not even much of a return. The tournament itself has been pointless. And not only that, we've had two injuries out of it now.
Oh, no.
Sheamus on the sidelines and Penta on the sidelines. So the tournament itself has been an absolute waste of time. If it was going to be Gunther, it should have been story driven and it should have been a surprise. But because he was in a bracket in a tournament with a whole load of people that didn't need to be in that tournament,
Yeah.
it's kind of ruined it. I really hope they pull out a great match for Cena's last match. But because it's Gunther, because it's the tournament, it's so predictable. And Gunther beating John Cena is so predictable. It could have just gone so many different ways. If they were going into the last match of John Cena with a title, the title should have been the IC title, correct? But it should have been on his opponent. Because then it's the only what if maybe John Cena will win his last match and he will finally win the IC title, the one championship that eludes him. But he's going in as the champ against Gunther. Everything from here on in to Survivor to the Saturday night main event and beyond is just mega predictable, and they've taken the fun out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and as soon as like they didn't even hide the fact that Gunther was going to win this tournament. As soon as he returned with his OG
Yeah.
Walter team, I was like, it's over. It's
Everyone's
over.
cooked.
He's winning the entire thing. You're not going to beat Walter. You're not
Yeah.
going to beat that guy. Right? He comes out with the sick robe and everything. I'm like,
Oh, I love it.
this guy? I love the
So
robe
good.
too. It was so good.
It's so good. This is my
Um,
point. This is my point. I'm sorry, like on that, like just go back. I'm like, people are souring on him, and look how good he is. He's like Gunther's going back to ultimate form. No chance he loses, but people are starting to hate it, and I'm like, no, damn you, WWE, you're making people hate Gunther, and that's not okay. Sorry, ran over.
So all that's left now is for what Rue originally said all those months ago. He has to be standing at the end over the bloodied corpse of a broken John Cena.
He has
That's
to
the
kill
only
John
way
Cena.
this is worth it now. Yeah. He has to Brock Lesnar in, but 10 times. And what
I'd
what
follow that.
Jimmy Uso ended up as against Gunther, that's how John Cena has to end this whole
Well, I
thing
want to
now.
see.
I don't care about speeches at the end. Go on Raw the next night and do that speech, whatever. Get smashed by the meanest German since.
do you know how pissed people would be if they really did Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Gunther gives 17 power bombs to the never seen 17, and that's it? Like,
Give me
shots the hell out
that.
of him, power bombs him 17 times, and it's over.
Give me
That's
that.
Cena's career.
Take my
And you
credit
have
card.
the biggest heel on the roster.
Give me it.
Like
Give
that.
me it now. And then just have Gunther murder everyone.
I want cups thrown into the ring afterwards, old school.
Oh man, I just know Cena's gonna hit like 7 attitude adjustments, and Gunther's gonna kick out of all of them. That's
Oh
what
yeah.
this match is gonna be. Like, it's just gonna be shit. Maybe I don't have it anymore, and Gunther just beats him.
Oh,
You do
absolutely.
not have it.
Was it the Reigns Lesnar match at WrestleMania 34 where like Lesnar hit Reigns with like was it not something like 7 F5s and he still kicked out? Was that one? We like that.
Um, Speaking of people who don't have it anymore, Nikki Bella is challenging Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World
God.
Championship.
Bravo.
Uh,
Well played.
I don't have any hopes that this match is going to be good. I don't understand why Nikki Bella is challenging for the Women's World Championship. And they even brought it up on Raw. Raquel brought it up on Raw, where it was like, so Nikki Bella interferes in my match and she gets a title opportunity. And
Good point.
exactly, that's exactly the logic you need to play into this because I don't understand how this makes sense. There's no chance in hell Nikki Bella wins this title. It would be the shocker of the entire year if Nikki Bella wins this title. Um, there's no way that Nikki Bella beats Stephanie Vaquer. Vaquer is she's probably going to take that title all the way through to WrestleMania. And obviously, like if Naomi hadn't got hurt, this would be Naomi in this position. She'd still be the champion more than likely. Unless the plan was for Vaquer to beat her at Clash in Paris for that title. But I don't know. Yeah, this match I have no hopes for. It's not gonna be a good match. Um, I can see them putting this on like third of the night. This is probably going to be the co-main event. And look, I completely understand where WWE is coming from. Where it's Nikki Bella, right? The Bella Army is gonna, eat this up no matter what. And so I understand you get the merch sales, you get the butts and seats for Nikki Bella, fine, whatever. But I have no hopes for it. I hope this is just one and done. Vaquer beats Nikki Bella and she just, goes back to her podcast or something like that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this match. Vaquer retains.
So to quote Josh from a couple of seconds ago, there's no chance in hell, but we know fine well where the WWE was created and by a certain man. And I'm scared, as I mentioned earlier, to us offline, that there is a chance in hell. Now, I'm not going for it because God forbid, please Stephanie win. But I, there's no reason behind it. There's no logic I can give here. I usually try to find logic. There's no logic I can give to this, but Nikki Bella might win, and it's a slightly scary thought. She shouldn't. I agree with Josh. Stephanie should hold that belt right the way through to Mania at some point and lose it to God knows whoever, Liv Morgan or someone. Cool with that. But there is a chance. As I said with Jey Uso in the last time, if he's in that final, there's a chance. And Nikki Bella has a World Heavyweight Championship match on a pay-per-view after just turning heel. There's a chance, but hopefully not.
You said about the Bella Army. You do realize the Bella Army are probably like well into their 50s by now. The Bella Army are going to be asleep by the time this match comes on. So hopefully they're not a factor in this at all. Rue's right. There is a chance. And do you know what? It's not even a slim chance. There's actually a fairly decent chance that WWE would be. Wouldn't it be great if, because we've ruined Steph Vaquer's title reign already, so let's just ruin it more. Oh no. It's like, remember when Trish Stratus fought Tiffy? Now that was a match where there was no chance. This does not feel like that match. This feels like, I think the crowd would love it if Nikki won, because we're that out of touch. You know, this millionaire crowd we have all the time who can afford all the WWE prices, they love it. If Nikki Bella won, give it some nostalgia. No, we wouldn't. Please, WWE, if you're watching this, we wouldn't love it. We will hate it. And you've ruined it. No, Steph wins because I haven't got the energy for the rant that would come after it.
I hope to see it.
Oh yeah, if Nikki Bella wins this title, that post show that night is gonna be very fun.
Oh,
It's gonna be probably like an hour long post show, and half of it is just gonna be me talking about that match. Um,
It's so bad.
yeah, like look, I understand. Again, where WWE is coming from. But Nikki Bella, her wrestling style is from a decade ago. She can't hang with the current talent. Her style just doesn't mesh with it. And somebody like Stephanie Vaquer, who put on an absolute classic of a match against Mercedes Moné before she came to the WWE, is Nikki Bella's not going to be able to hang with that, and it's just not gonna be a good match. And the because you have these two styles meshed together, and this is the case with all Stephanie Vaquer matches, unfortunately, the crowd is just gonna want the devil's kiss. That is what Stephanie Vaquer's matches have become. Look, I'm not complaining about the devil's kiss, but this is Stephanie Vaquer, one of the most talented women in the entire world that can do almost everything in the ring. And her English is getting so much better, by the way, for cutting her promos. You can tell she's just working her ass off to get those promos right. She's she's a workhorse, and there's no reason for you to take this title off of her, especially against someone like Nikki Bella. I think it was one of you that brought this up on the pod. Um, Nikki Bella could win if the plan is Nikki and AJ at WrestleMania. I don't want it. I don't need it, and I don't want to see it. Um, as much as I
Uh,
love AJ, this is not 2015. That match would have been good in like 2012, actually. You could have done that at WrestleMania 28, and you'd have been like, okay, this fits, and they'd get like 6 to 8 minutes on WrestleMania 28. But no, I don't want to see this. See that, I should say. Yeah, Stephanie Vaquer is gonna walk out with this women's world title. I'm going to pre-write Stephanie Vaquer retains over Nikki Bella on Saturday.
Steph
You got
Fair
it on
needs
the
the
go.
double kiss, by the way. She needs it because Steph Fair is Bret the Hitman Hart way after that era. If you look at the way she wrestles, you can appreciate the technicality of how she wrestles. She's very Bret Hartish in everything's realistic. I'm not talking about Bret Hart. I'm talking about Bret Hart, the wrestler.
Right, but who thinks
Um,
there was the affair between Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon?
but
Oh
she
yeah.
needs the devil's kiss because it is the one sort of modern era move that she has. That's why that move is so over the ground. She needs that. Otherwise, she wouldn't be over at all, I don't think. Because although, like, some people like us really appreciate what she is as a wrestler, the kids and stuff, they don't care. When you're sitting there going hold for hold and grappling and all that, like, they don't care. They're just waiting for the moves. So yeah, she needs the devil's kiss. She needs a win. So help me God.
I hope so. I think kind of like to form 2 points, like what you said just then, and even before that, you kind of scared me, but it is so true. Like, and it's so sad to see. Like, obviously when Stephanie comes out, she does get chilled. I'm not going to sit here and pretend there's silence. It's just not as much. Like, if that's me, I'm going freaking ballistic. Oh my
Yeah.
god, Stephanie! But she just doesn't get that. Unfortunately, like even though she is now heel, Nikki Bella does because as you said, there's
Ah,
so many kids want it, and as you've pointed out, maybe WWE they just see that and are like, yeah, this will be good. This will get the reaction because Stephanie doesn't get the reaction, but it's because it's your fault, WWE, because she's so good. It's just sad to see.
the promo thing as well. She's learning English and she's doing really really well at it. But at the moment, obviously, you're not quite going to get that connection with the crowd because she's not as eloquent as other talkers are in the ring. And obviously, that's a big part of getting over the crowd is communicating to them. So in a year's time, it's not going to be a problem at all. But at the moment, it's just everybody needs to go out and buy Stephanie Vaquer t-shirts, like a big run on Black Friday, man. Go out and buy like 200 Stephanie Vaquer, or 200,000 Stephanie Vaquer t-shirts. Everybody's like, oh no, she's moving pretty decent merch. We'll keep it on her. Oh, I'm scared now. This was the most certain match of the night, and I'm not so certain anymore.
No, no.
Um, let's move on to the women's War Games match. So obviously that match is completely set. Both War Games matches are. On the babyface side of things, we have AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. Taking on the heel side of Becky Lynch, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, Lash Legend, and Nia Jax. Um, I I don't think that the build for this has been particularly great. I think that they were focused way more on the men's build than this one. Um, Either way, on both sides, they have really good talent. On both sides, I look at this match and I don't see a single bad wrestler on this on in this War Games match. So I have hopes that this is gonna be good. I I will say, and I'm gonna be the one to say this because I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago with how close Survivor Series and Blood and Guts are close to each other. This is gonna not it's not even going to compare to the women's blood and guts match because WWE doesn't do blood. And maybe they'll do it in the men's match. Those guys are high up enough where they can be like, okay, we're going to do blood and nobody's going to tell us shit. They're not going to do this for the women's match. Um, And it's just because of how close Blood and Guts and Survivor Series are to each other. And for the people saying that, oh no, AEW doesn't matter what WWE does, clearly WWE feels differently. They won't say that publicly, but clearly they feel differently. Um, yeah, I think just because of that, a lot of people who, especially who watch both companies, are gonna be a little bit disappointed at what this match brings. Um, this is AJ Lee's first cage match ever, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
Wow.
so
Yeah, she said that on that podcast.
so yeah, that's gonna be her first time ever in a cage, so that's gonna be really interesting. She's just gonna go Bliss. She can do whatever she wants in there, so she's gonna use a shit ton of weapons. It's AJ Lee. She's gonna go crazy. Um, I am assuming that her and Becky Lynch are the last ones to enter this War Games match, just for that big final pop. Um, in terms of who starts this match, I was thinking about this because, and I'll get into, the prediction side of things and just now. In terms of who starts it, I don't know. I was thinking that Io and Asuka maybe start this match. Um, I wouldn't mind that at all. Um, I could also see Charlotte starting this match, but I don't know who she would start it against, and what would make sense. So I'm gonna think Io and Asuka start this match off. In terms of who wins, now this is where we're kind of all on the fence a little bit because it can go either way. Um, if Becky Lynch was still the Women's Intercontinental Championship, this would be easy. Be like, okay, the baby faces win. AJ pins Becky. That's up sets up the IC title feud. That's not the case anymore. Um, I'm still gonna lean towards the baby faces. And there's more to come out of that than there is for the heels winning, right? You look at the Kabuki Warriors; they're already the tag champs. What more are they gonna get, really? You look at Lash and Naya; they're a new tag team. I could see them being involved in like a multi-woman tag match at WrestleMania or something, and that's what they do. Um, Becky Lynch, I don't know, honestly. I don't know if that's the plan for WrestleMania, her and AJ. I don't think so. Um, I think that they end up doing that at maybe Saturday night's main event or the Royal Rumble. Um, Maybe the Royal Rumble because it's Saudi Arabia. By the way, not looking forward to Saudi Arabia Royal Rumble. But yeah, I see more on the babyface side of things. You have AJ Lee who could win and then go on to challenge the for the women's IC title, especially if Roxanne Perez ends up winning that. Um, Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill already had a tease, so there's something to come out of that with Charlotte Flair being like to Alexa, like, you know what, this was a lot of fun, but I need to focus on my singles run now, and I need to become a singles champion again. Um, and then Rhea Ripley could easily challenge Stephanie Vaquer for WrestleMania, and maybe she even ends up winning the Royal Rumble. So there's a lot more things to come out of the babyface side of things, and that's why I'm gonna lean towards the babyfaces here.
Interesting. I was trying to think at the beginning for who's starting off, and I don't know. I just instantly my brain went Alexa and Kairi. Why not? That would be fun. Um. Anyway, when I look at the field for both War Games matches, I think, as you said, it's really uncertain. It could literally go either way. For me, I think both heel teams could do with the win more than the baby faces, slightly. But I know that's not the way WWE likes to work a lot of the time. Uh, and maybe I'll say maybe I'm absolutely giving away the spoiler for the men's one here, but saw it. For me, when I look at the field we have here, I can't see past the baby faces winning here. I think it's the baby faces, especially with AJ Lee's first match or cage match. Sorry, it's so stacked. Both men's and women's War Games matches are incredibly stacked. Um, yeah, I think like you said there's potentially more to come out of it, but equally I could see it going the other way. You could see miscommunication between I don't know Rhea and Charlotte and the Hughes win. I could see it going literally either way, but just in my reasoning again, we'll get onto for the men's match. For me, I'm just going to go with the baby faces here. I think that's the route they're going to go down. I'm really torn. I do not know. It really was a slight flip of a coin. Um, But I'll explain more, I guess, when I get onto the men's one. It's not exactly exciting, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm very much following Rue's train of thought here. Um, I when it comes to starters, by the way, I'd love to see Lash start with anyone and just continue that build of Lash Legends. Give her that 5 minutes at the beginning to just dominate any one of them. Just go out there and be the Lash Legend. She's been in little tiny pieces in every bit of action we've seen her so far. They've done so well building her up, making her look. Bear in mind, she's just jumped from NXT, and they made her look like she absolutely belongs with all nine other girls. And it's taken them like probably a total of 5 minutes action to do that. So just give her that 5 minutes one on one just to showcase exactly who and what she is. And she could pretty much do it. She's so strong. She could do what she does against pretty much any one of the other girls. So I'd say stick her in with, if you want to be really mean, stick her in with Alexa and just have her throw Alexa around for like 5 minutes. Like a little one of those bouncy rubber ball things.
Did you see what she did to
Um,
Io and Raw, by the way, when they started fighting?
yeah,
She's
no, it was
lifting her up.
amazing. You could even have that again. Just have EO bump for her for 5 minutes. It'd be awesome. I can't look beyond the baby faces because reasons I'll give in a second. And also you can't have two of the best wrestlers in the world on one team and not have that team win. If you go from like a logic point of view, what three? You've got Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky on one team. I don't care if that team miscommunicates. If you're looking in a realistic point of view, you've got three of the best wrestlers, not just female wrestlers, three of the best wrestlers in the world on one team. You can't have that team lose against Nia Jax.
Just now, Jax.
Just
Just
Nia
Nia
Jax.
Jax. Just Nia Jax. I mean, if you look at it from that point, from a logical point of view, again, the heels have one massive issue, which is the just wreck that is Nia Jax. They've got a huge disadvantage straight away. They've got a wrestler who can't wrestle in their team. So yeah, I'm gonna go for the baby faces. It makes all the sense in the world for me. And as you said, future storylines and stuff, it lends itself to it. I still think come this time in a month or so, Becky Lynch is going to be the Intercontinental Champion, and we're still going to have AJ Lee against Becky Lynch. She's making a lot of noise about the IC title still, and I don't think that story's run its course. I don't think Maxine's going to be IC champion for very long at all. Great that she is. I don't think that's a championship run that's going to last very long. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we're still looking at AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, at least at Royal Rumble, if not at Mania.
Lash starting is actually a good shout. I don't know if you guys want me to spoil SmackDown, but based on what happened on SmackDown this week coming, Lash starting actually might make a little bit of sense to the point where they can go from there. But yeah, we're all in agreement with the baby faces winning. To your point, Rue, they usually don't do the same side winning for War Games, which is why I'm gonna lean towards the heels winning the men's War Games match. In that scenario, I think it's still a really good possibility that the baby faces win the men's one as well, because you look who's on the men's side of things, and WWE could just be like, look at them and be like, two of our world champions, Roman. No, they're not losing. So like that's very possible they go that route. Um, I think it might make more sense for the heels to win. And I mentioned the Gunther and stuff earlier, and I was going somewhere with that. I don't think that they're doing Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I think Brock Lesnar is challenging for one of the world titles at WrestleMania. Um, I think that we either get Brock and Cody again, or we get Brock and Punk at a WrestleMania, or
Ooh.
maybe they do that at the Royal Rumble. But I can see Brock and Punk at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. Um, in terms of who challenges Cody, I don't know. I can't see anything
Randy.
else on this
Randy.
Yeah, unless they want to do the Randy thing, right? But in terms of this War Games team, I don't see anybody challenging Cody at Mania. Um, I don't have any faith for what they're gonna do with Breaker and Bronson. I just see them being involved in a useless tag match at WrestleMania. God forbid it's against the Usos. Um, but I could just see them doing something that doesn't really matter a whole lot. Um, that's the route I was going. I think that for WrestleMania, we're in for Brock versus Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. And are you guys ready for this? Roman versus Cody 3 at WrestleMania. I would not put it past them to do that because Roman said on Monday Night Raw that title would look a whole lot better on my shoulders. He didn't specify which one, and we all want to think that he's talking about CM Punk. But what if he's not? What if he was talking about Cody Rhodes? What if he wants his revenge on Cody Rhodes? There's no bloodline to interfere this time. There's, more than likely not going to be any Undertaker or Rock or Solo, anybody to interfere this time. The trilogy between Roman and Cody, I think, may just happen at a WrestleMania. In that case, um, I think that's a reason that the baby faces could win. But then again, you don't really have to Nikki Bella, by the way, has won one match in the past 7 years and gets a title opportunity. So obviously, winning doesn't matter at all in the WWE. If you want a title match, especially if your name is Roman Reigns, you can just be like, "I'm the tribal chief, I'm the OTC," and be like, "Okay, sorry, man, here's your title opportunity." Um, so that's pretty much, and I still think that the heels are going to go over, especially if they want to balance things out. But I think that may be the plans for WrestleMania.
Ugh, some horrifying thoughts in there. um, yeah, so as I guess spoiled it earlier, but yeah, I've got the heels as well. I'm going to try to remember all of my reasonings and points. Well, let's say I've got one actual reason as to why I think he was going to win, but more the points that come out from it. They just said there's a possibility that the faces do win because, as you said, I mean, goes back to Sue's point. You look at the team; it's Roman, it's Punk, it's Cody. Compared to the women's match on the heel side, they don't have a thing called Brock Lesnar, whereas the men's team do.
I mean, they have Nia Jax, but
Brock Lesnar is going to find you after that comment.
Yeah,
He might fall over 15 times on the way to find you. He might slip on some ice, man.
I don't want to be you. I wouldn't want to be you right now. You've messed up. But yeah, like Brock just is Brock. He's came back, ruined or just put on one of the worst matches of all time we've ever seen, beat Cena for no freaking reason, destroyed him. I just don't see past Brock not just winning this match. There's a lot of interesting things to come out of it, definitely. One thing that I thought was interesting because you completely swerved me. It was quite funny when you said, Josh, that you don't think it's going to be Gunther and Brock, and I agree. I don't think it's going to be Gunther and Brock either. You completely swerved me with Brock being in the World Championship picture. That completely threw me off the rails. I'm going to maybe be a bit more hopeful for the vision here, I guess. Because of actually the exact interview we were all talking about offline earlier, this Seth one. Seth looks like he might be back for Mania. Now, it's a very big but and asterisk around this on if he does or not. But one thing I thought over the last couple of weeks, and maybe it was just because of the build to WarGames, and I don't know if you have thought this or anyone else has, they seem to have cooled off on Braun Breaker just a little bit. Like when he first, he was the one that took out Seth. He came out with the world title, whereas now he just kind of stands in the back and barks again. And I wonder if the original plan was to just go, right, Seth's out, we're going with Braun. I wonder if they know something we don't, and on the hope that Seth might be back. And if Seth come back, okay, what can we do with Braun now? And maybe we get Braun, like, so they come out on Monday Night Raw, whatever, heel team gloating, Brock's acting like the leader, and bam, out of nowhere. It's like Survivor Series almost 10 years ago in 2016, where against Goldberg, Brock just gets speared out of his freaking shoes. And at the minute, he probably would, with all the wardrobe malfunctions he's having, his trousers would fall off. That's what
He's
would
become
happen.
the new comedy act. It's brilliant. He's the new
It's fantastic. That was fantastic. And then Braun, I always say tons on Lesnar because of both views, but he basically is like, nah, bro, you're not having that. And then we build to Braun and Lesnar at Mania potentially. Big asterisks around it because potentially with this whole Seth Rollins thing, we don't know. It's just that little comment. Seth's really good at this. We noticed this over the summer, funnily enough. He's very good at just teasing the shit out of us. Um, it's very annoying. You don't know when he's telling the truth or not. Um, anyway, that is whatever. I still think no matter what, even if they were to go down this scary thought of doing Roman Cody as well, going this route, I still think the heel side of the men's team are going to win. And I don't really have much to say on just by other than the fact that they have Brock Lesnar, and that alone is scary enough. And plus, Logan Paul might die in the cage, so you might get your wish, Josh. He'll do something stupid.
So I'm kind of going to build on what Rue was saying, but in a different way. I think it gives so much more advantage if the heels win this, because there are 3 stars to be made on the heel side. There are no stars to be made on the face side at all. Again, this is what I'm saying. Everybody's kind of the final version of themselves on the face side. We have a very aging face side of this. There's Logan Paul. Sorry, Josh. There's Bronson Reed, and there's Bron Breakker. Now, we're all expecting Brock to go out there, smash the crap out of everyone, and do some really dangerous stuff. And he's probably gonna. But what if Bron does? They could give Bron 10 minutes to just destroy everyone. Again, as you said, Rude, he has just faded into the background a little bit. With Bronson obviously beating Roman Reigns, Bron hasn't got that massive victory yet. This is your chance now to build him up and give him just moments of destruction. Give him the highlights that you're going to be seeing over and over again on YouTube clips and blah, blah, blah. Do that for Bron Breakker. It's perfect for him. And this is why, to me, it's such an advantage, the heels winning this match, because they've got people who could legitimately come out of this so much better than they went into it. You could make stars in this. You could have these dangerous clips just playing over and over and over again. And if Bron Breakker's the one doing it rather than Brock Lesnar, what an advantage that is for him. And what a chance to make, again, I know I'm just rambling on about the same thing. What a chance to make a new star. Not even a new star, just to elevate a star in the making. And I'm in love with what you just said, Rue, about Ron and Brock. Take my money. I might buy a ticket for Bron versus Brock at this, because you're not going to get many more chances to do Bron versus Brock ever. And we've seen Brock against everyone else. So we don't need Brock Cody. We don't need Brock Roman. We don't need Brock Gunther, really. I mean, that's the other sort of slightly tantalizing match for Brock if he's going to be there. And he's obviously going to be there because in the Las Vegas advert. So he's there. But yeah, that perfect for me. Bron versus Brock. Give Bron his moments in this match. Give Bronson his moments in this match. Don't let him snap his ankles this time. And just, yeah, man. So for me, give the heels the win and let these guys become stars. And yeah, CM Punk doesn't need the win. Cody doesn't need the win. Roman Reigns certainly does not need the win, unless you're going to have Jimmy Uso become the hero. He's the only one who can really benefit from the babyfaces winning this. If the babyfaces win it, it's like, oh, yeah, business as usual. Unless Jimmy does all the work.
Jimmy, so just the Iron Man.
God bless you, Jimmy. I you know what? I've never seen a man who deserves a singles titles run more than Jimmy.
It's just been through the ringer.
He's like an unofficial advocate stroke manager for Jey Uso. It's literally what he is now. It's sad.
It is really sad. It kind of was funny because I was going to say that about Jimmy as well, as brutal as it is. Everyone's saying it. We said it. Everyone's like, why is Jimmy Uso in this match? I think there's a very good reason why Jimmy Uso's in this match. Yeah.
That's your job today, Jimmy. Bless him. God, I tell you what, it's the only way I'd love to see the babyfaces win, just to see Jimmy go feral and just destroy Brock, destroy Bron, pick up Bron and Bronson at once, John Cena style. Oh man, that'd be amazing. It's not going to happen in a million years. And Logan Paul better do something damn stupid.
Sure he will.
He was terrible, by the way, on Raw. Terrible. You honestly, a lot of people like that little snafu in the middle of the match with Jay. Everyone's like, "Oh, Jay Uso can't wrestle." Josh, you know as well as I do, most of that was on Logan. Didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know
Most
what
of
position he was supposed to be in.
most of it was
Most
on
of it. Oh
Logan.
yeah, Jimmy had no power to pick him up at the end when he was trying to. I'm just going to go with a back break. No, I'm going to drop him. And you could see Drew just talking him through the. Go and do this now. Go and do that. What am I doing? Do this. The Scottish accent didn't help at all.
Yeah.
Give him a
Yeah.
run, duck one, and smack him. What?
I don't know if you noticed early on in the match, Logan Paul missed the cue as well. He was supposed to hit the ropes and take double super kick. Instead, he
He
just
was, yeah.
went over the
Yeah.
rope, and you could see Drew go over to him and be like, you missed your spot, dude." And like you could just tell Logan Paul was like, "Oh shit, my bad." And then yeah, they
Also,
went in.
Jay's face as well after that little bit in the ring. Jay was fuming.
Yeah.
It, it was funny actually. The one thing I noticed in that match, again, it kind of takes away from it. Sorry if we're talking about it, and I don't know if Logan did this, and this was either just unknowingly stupid on his part or genius. One of the two sides, and kind of breaking the kayfabe of wrestling. There was a bit where I think it was Jimmy, he'd got down, or Jay, I can't remember. And he went for the pin, but it was when the ref was distracted in the corner. But instead of just going for the pin and picking up the uncounted free count, unlike every other wrestler, he went over to the ref and just tapped him on the shoulder and was like, "Count the pin," and he went back down. And I was like, Why don't more wrestlers do that? Whereas like you see like Cena trying to get the pin and being like, "Oh my god, there's no ref." Logan just went over and was like, come count the pin, please."
Is Logan Paul the smartest wrestler in the world now?
That's what I was thinking
Excuse me,
of.
ref. Action's over here, mate.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Sorry.
Logan all of a sudden just cracked the code to wrestling.
Um, in terms of who starts this match, we talked about this with the women who starts. I could see Braun Breaker and Jey Uso starting this match. I could see it being because the heels have the advantage, as we just talked about. Breaker comes out first, then Bronson probably after, then Jimmy comes out to help Jay. Um, After that, uh, it's probably Logan, and then it's probably Punk. Um, and then McIntyre and Cody, and then Brock and Roman as the final entrance in this match. That's the order I see them going in. Um, I was thinking that maybe they alternate Braun and Bronson. Maybe Bronson starts the matches first. In my opinion, I think Bronson Reed is the more expendable one, and he should come out second. That's the order I see them going in for that. Hopefully they do some blood in this match. These guys, like I mentioned earlier, are, big enough where they can be like, you know what, we're gonna do blood. No one's gonna tell us shit. So maybe they do blood. I think it would make for a much better War Games match, especially like I mentioned, blood and guts just happening as well. And realistically, you need to match that. Like in terms of a competitive business versus business aspect, you need to match that. If the other company just did a very similar match to what you guys do, you gotta up the stakes a little bit. You gotta up the ante a little bit. Add some blood in there, add some violence in there. Like you guys said, Logan's probably gonna do something crazy. Um, Jey Uso is probably gonna botch a crazy thing. So you know what? You gotta do something crazy in this. Uh, but yeah, I am gonna lean towards the heels picking up the victory in the end. Um, yeah, but either way, it should be a fun match. This is the WWE's equivalent or the closest that they're gonna get to an All-Star game. So you know what? I'm all for it. Big names. I obviously still have my personal opinions about Logan Paul and Brock Lesnar being on TV week to week. I, mentioned that a little bit on my TikTok that I posted earlier today. Um, so, but you know what? It's Brock. He's a big name. They're gonna have him in there anyway. He's on the poster for Mania this coming year as well. So he's gonna be there. You might as well just I guess utilize him. Um, but yeah, should should be a fun match.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so. I think so. I think it's funny what you were saying about the start off. I maybe holding on to false hope. I just want to see McIntyre and Punk have a little different. I can see them to maybe start off. If we're talking about blood, just let McIntyre and Punk go in for like the first 10 minutes and just like cut each other to shit like they did before. Everyone comes in and like, oh my god, there's barbed wire and thumbtacks everywhere. I don't want to get in here. Yeah, I would quite happy to see that.
I would.
The
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
go ahead.
No, no. You were going to expand on Rue's point, so you crack on because I was going to diverge completely because that's my
Oh,
brain.
the only reason I would say Jey Uso starts is because of the entrance.
I
Um,
thought this
the
as well.
Oh,
the fans are gonna want to yeet. Hopefully they don't waste time and run it back.
They
Um,
will.
but um, yeah, that's the only reason I see Jey Uso starting this match.
Yeah.
did you see? Did you see? Jay finally did a dive over the top rope on Raw. How low Jimmy had to pull it so he could do the dive over the top rope. Jimmy basically had the top rope level with the bottom rope. God love him. I'm hoping. So we've done the Punk and Roman. One's about to walk out the cage. The other one shoves past him, goes out the cage. I'd like to see Punk go to walk out the cage, Roman go to barge past him to go out the cage, and then Cody just to bust past both of them and walk out the cage instead. I just think that would be a wonderful moment.
That's
Um,
interesting. I was just saying that there. I thought you were about to say Braun was going to do that to Brock because I'd like to see that as well.
oh, that's better. Scrap my idea. That's better.
That's what I
That's
thought you were
so
going to
much
say.
better. Oh, that'd be magnificent.
Just
Is
out of
it
the way.
bad that our undisputed champion is possibly the biggest afterthought in this match? Like, like he's the kind of the most irrelevant person in this match, bar Jimmy. But Jimmy's going to have major relevance later on in the match as he lies down.
Yeah, something to do at least. There's a reason to be there.
Yeah, Cody's kind of just like they were talking about. Is it your team? No, he's really not. You didn't have the beef in the first place. You've just kind of joined in, and he's, oh, it's my team. How about we've been fighting this battle for 6 months, mate. You just wandered in off the street. Oh, I'll have a bit of this. My team. Fuck off your pub.
Still
Didn't
trying to
Punk
Not
work.
say that
your
on Raw
ball.
too? Like, oh,
Yeah, he did.
this is
Yeah,
your team. You just got here.
yeah,
You
Like,
literally. It's like
he
the most
still did.
valid point. Such
It's
a
it's
there's two really valid points on Raw, and that was one of them. You is your team what you've just arrived, and the other one was Raquel Rodriguez, as we were talking about earlier
yeah.
on. How?
yeah.
It's weird the Cody thing because it's like I made that comment on this, and like I don't think it's true because at the end of the day it is Cody Rhodes and it makes sense to have him at least like and not in the match but on the card because freaking the WWE Undisputed Champion. I still try to work out whether or not this was meant to be LA Knight's spot because like why is he not here? He's been fighting the Vision for the last 6 months and he was going so well till he held up that goddamn sign. Well, I say going so well. He was at least in the main event. So I brought this up. I don't think so because it seems like such a like going we don't want LA Knight now. Oh, let's replace him with Cody Rhodes. It doesn't. I don't think it makes sense. But there's part of me I'm like it just is. He just vanished from this whole story with the Vision, and then he went
Unless they
into
were
the last
looking
time
for
is
an
now.
excuse.
I mean,
They might
maybe.
have been looking for the excuse. You know what I mean? He was more over probably than they wanted him to be because they've got Cody
Mhm.
Rhodes, because they're trying to build division and stuff like that. Yeah, LA Knight was still there. So if you've got half an excuse to demote someone, they'll
Mhm.
take it.
Exactly.
Ru, I want to add on to the point you mentioned about Seth potentially returning and him being ready. If he returns, it'll probably be at the Royal Rumble. But if he were to return at Survivor Series, I could very well see them doing, um, because Seth Rollins hates CM Punk so much, the heels win, right? They play the credits as if the show is closing, and then boom, Seth's music hits. The same way CM Punk returned to the WWE. And now this,
Cinema.
this time it's Seth's moment, and you see Braun's face just like, oh shit. And Seth just stands on the stage and is just laughing maniacally. I see that picture perfectly. That is if he's set to go. I am just, doing all my fantasy booking, fantasy matches, basing it off Seth Rollins not being ready for WrestleMania because that's the That's what we were given based on what we've seen. We don't know if he's going to be ready for WrestleMania, and if he is, I unfortunately, if he returns to the Royal Rumble, I don't see them putting Seth in the world title picture again. I see it just being Seth versus Breaker at WrestleMania.
which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just, but like that's what I see them doing. I don't see them, um, because when you're at Survivor Series, you should have your plans for WrestleMania. You should have them ready. I don't see them backtracking again. Like, say the plans I mentioned are what they're going with, Roman and Cody and Brock and Punk. I don't see them backtracking and be like, no, we're gonna scratch this again. They're probably just gonna go with the simple route of it being Seth versus Breaker, or maybe Seth finds a tag partner or something and goes against Breaker and Bronson. Maybe that's the case. Um, I don't know who Seth would find as a tag partner, to be honest, but because he's tortured half the roster. But
John Cena.
God, the sad aspect is that you said the sad reality is, and it again makes zero sense. Is WWE just ignoring the last 5 years and then the extra five on top of that? Just be like, oh, Seth and Roman can be friends now. The Shield, that was good, wasn't it? Let's do that. Like, let's just. You know what is a mad? I don't know if we've had this, by the way, just when you were saying that. Because we're all thinking, what else could this guy do if he's not facing Brock? Has Seth faced Gunther?
he has.
He has,
He
okay. I
has,
couldn't
yeah.
remember. Yeah, I was like, that could be a cool match at me, like a big one, but if we have
It
already
would
seen
be
it,
a cool match.
it would be.
It would
For
be.
me, for me, Cody is KO anywhere near a chance
I
of
was
being
thinking
back?
cool. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I would take Cody versus KO again at
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania
Mm-hmm.
any day of the week. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant return. He could literally slot straight back in where he left. I just don't know how realistic it is with neck.
I think just for one of the original Punk, I think he didn't actually get the neck surgery. It was not towards the end of the summer. They're like maybe like
Yeah.
on midsummer or something. So I would love it because KO came to mind for me there. Actually, when we were talking about Seth finding a partner just as a job, I was thinking, wait, maybe KO. Um,
Maybe.
but I don't reckon we see KO this side of 2026. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I love Roman Reigns, but I don't want him against Cody
no.
again. That story was interesting twice. It's lost all interest the
It was
third time round.
interesting once. It was interesting once.
I don't know, man. Give me that last 10 minutes of Cody versus Roman
That's
just
2.
fair.
just give it
Man.
that. Give us that bit.
Yeah. I'm not interested in it again at all. I love Roman Reigns. I love Cody Rhodes, but not together. You're done. We're
Yeah.
done. We didn't get Cena Rock 3 for a reason, mainly
Yeah.
because Rock can be asked. But yeah, we certainly don't need Cody. The Rock Austin 3 was special, right?
Yeah.
Because it was The Rock and Austin. Don't try and replicate that again with lesser names. And I'm still telling you, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are lesser names than The Rock and Austin. You don't get trilogies met much at all in WrestleManias, and I don't want to start with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
What about Brock and Roman? Brock and
Oh
Roman 4.
God. Get out.
No, it's so funny. See the amount of people I've seen who are now like, see with the host with the WarGames, be like, "Oh my god, it's so cool seeing Roman and Brock together." I'm like, "No, it's not. They had an awful. It was awful. It was awful for every single time.
It
Like
was terrible.
WrestleMania,
Thank God for Seth Rollins.
exactly. The only good one they had wasn't even at Mania, and it was the one where Brock, like Farmer Brock, turned up in his tractor.
And Roman did the coolest mic catch of all times.
He did. That's where the aura started for Roman, was catching
Oh
that
my
mic.
God.
It was the
That and the
wink he gave
chair.
because he knew straight away. Is that wink he gave Brock? He's like, I've just done the coolest shit.
I think
And viral.
it was from that moment when Roman did the catch, the wink. I'm like, yeah, this man is never losing this title anytime soon.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
losing this title anytime soon.
That was the
Um,
moment Paul Heyman was like, mine, that's mine, that
I did it all.
is.
um,
God. But what do you want for Cody at WrestleMania? Because there ain't a lot out there.
Randez. it's maybe boring, but I've been saying it for the last few months. I think it'll just be as simple as Randy. Um, I just think I don't know where else to go. That's pretty much it.
This is the problem for Cody Rhodes. There's not a lot of interesting rivalries out there for him. There really isn't. Like, and there's no one on the horizon either. There's no one coming up who's gonna be an interesting thing. Cody's in a tricky position at the moment. The only thing you can do with Cody is turn him
Yeah,
to keep him
exactly.
interesting.
But there's no one there, and that's the issue. It's WWE's fault. There's no one there to go up
No
against
one
Cody, and that's what
there.
sucks.
There's one name, and it's not ideal.
Oh God. We're
Um,
going-
but he has a win over Roman Reigns, so he has leverage. Bronson Reed versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania could be the way to go. I don't see any other. They're not going to shoot on Braun Breaker this early because one, Braun Breaker doesn't really have any, huge wins over anybody.
Yeah,
Bronson Reed literally beat Roman Reigns, and Bronson Reed could easily be like, "Hey, it took you 2 whole years to beat Roman Reigns. I beat him in one night," and that could set off Bronson Reed versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE title, and then all of a
Uh,
sudden Bronson Reed is the head of the division as the undisputed WWE champion.
you've got to be so
well,
careful with Bron. So
oh yeah,
careful.
yeah. See what Bronson is that? I mean, I seen someone saying this, and I think I can't remember exactly. Does he not hold a win over Roman, Randy, and Cody? Or at least a pinfall.
I don't know.
I remember seeing
If
this,
he
and I
does,
swear he's because he pinned Randy doing it on SmackDown, and did he not pin Cody in the tag team match? It was someone that he's got like three massive wins over like the top guys. I don't know. Definitely Randy and Roman. We know Roman. I can't remember if it's Cody. It's someone else that's in there that Bronson holds as win. That is just completely going over everyone's heads. But like he has these massive wins. So it's like surely they see like something to be able to go that this guy's going to be a future world champ.
you do have to build him from Rumble onwards.
Oh yeah,
I mean, him winning the Rumble would not be the worst thing. If you're gonna go him and Cody, Bron winning the Rumble is, oh, Bronson, sorry, winning the Rumble is a massive statement in itself. And then build him. He said one really cool line, and it plays in my head. It was the first time I thought Bronson Reed is like, you're quite cool. Is when he was it Roman Reigns said about, oh, you're Samoan, and he came back with the line, I'm the Samoan your parents warned you about.
Yep.
And that's the first time I heard him say it. First time, he sounded like a genuine character. It sounded like very specific to him. It was
Yep.
the first time I saw him not pretending to be a monster. He just came out with something. Boom. I'm the Samoan your parents warned you about. And they've not built on that. But that was the first time I saw a flash from him. I was like, oh shit, you could actually be really cool if you're just let off the reins a little bit. Stop trying to be, I'm the Ozilla, I'm the tribal thief. Worst name. Because he stole some trainers. Jesus Christ. But yeah, but like he
That's a
says
big
that
thing
and that.
now, though. That's a
Oh,
big thing now. You don't take somebody's shoes. If you take somebody's shoes, that's pretty much like punching them in the face and spitting on them and like slapping their mom. That's the equivalent to
hey man,
taking somebody's shoes.
I bought some Nikes from on a Black Friday deal today. I stole some trainers today. Trust me.
Oof,
Well, for half price, man. But
love
yeah.
that.
So if you're gonna do Cody Bronson, that's the Bronson we need, and build him like that, literally until Mania. And it's possible, and it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
It, I was just checking there. So Bronson holds a pinfall win over Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. It wasn't Cody. There's 3 quarters of the Shield. He holds a pinfall win over, plus a 14-time world champion. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not a small thing.
Yeah.
I'm
100%.
sold. But you've got again with him and Bron. You don't need to shoot too quickly. The man's 28. You can just keep steadily doing that with him. Bron. So you need to be so careful with him. I think you can take a bit more of a chance on Bronson. If it falls flat, you haven't ruined the next 20 years of WWE. If you cock Bron Breakker up, you've ruined it a lot. I mean, look at Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
cautionary tale right there, man.
I,
About going
I,
too quick with someone.
Yeah, I think especially like you said there with like the age thing with it because Bronson he's way into his 30s, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe it. Yeah, because that like, 'cause it goes back to the reason that I've been saying it for I always try to reiterate the fact that I was actually okay with like Jey Uso like getting a Rumble and getting a World Heavyweight Championship because actually I'm cool with him willing to try things. It didn't work. It didn't. But I'm glad for him to at least try and because he's not going to what. Oh, touch wood, he's not going to get back to that. Back to that now. Maybe we'll see how this goes. But
He's
yeah, like
retiring John Cena. Come on.
there's a possibility. Um, but like you said, like I'm cool with them giving that shot, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like it's like I would rather see them take a shot at Bronson, and put the world title on them than seeing Roman holding a world title or Seth or whatever. I would happily see someone do.
Yeah, totally agree.
100%.
And it was great when Jay won the Rumble. We were screaming out for ages. We want an unpredictable Rumble winner.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mind it. I was cool with it.
We got it. And it pissed me off when people complained about it afterwards. I was like, hang about. Everybody's saying the Rumble's too predictable. It's always one of the big names wins. Jey Uso wins. They're always like, oh my God, he's not ready to win. What do you want?
Yeah, as I'm willing for him to take that chance. It didn't really
Yeah.
work out, but at the time I was cool with it. Didn't like him tapping at Gunther, but that's another story.
Well, not in 5 seconds.
Ah, true.
That was Gunther's fault, man. At least fight for a second. No, everybody's tried to sleeper him ever since. Carmelo did it the other day. He's like, he taps out well easy from this.
I've
Smart,
seen
smart
this work
story.
before. I've seen it.
But I don't have the Samoan arms. God damn it!
But yeah, that's Survivor Series 2025. Um, and when I look at the entire lineup, pretty solid lineup overall. I think this is based on the roster you have, based on the people you've pushed. This is about as good as it's gonna get for a Survivor Series card. Um, Honestly, there's only one match on this card that I made very clear that I don't really
I
have interest
wonder
in.
what it is.
Uh,
Do tell.
but I also understand the reason why they went that route for that match. So overall, it's a fine card. It should be a fun show. Um, for the first time in a while, I actually have somewhat high hopes for a WWE PLE. Um, so I think that this can be pretty good. I want to say it's really hard to mess up a show like this, but it's the WWE, and it's TKO. So you know what? I'm not gonna put anything past them. I'm not gonna say anything. Um, but yeah, overall, this should be a fun show. What are you guys' final thoughts on the lineup?
I think it looks good. They said, bar that one. I said this the other week there when we well, even at the weekend there. I totally agree. Like everyone's so just down on war games, and I totally agree that it's completely unnecessary at the minute. But they're always fun. It's just chaos. It's two rings in a cage with loads of weapons. What's not to like? Even like a bad war games match will still be enjoyable to watch. So like you said, I think no matter what, it's still gonna be a fun show. It's like this thing. Like even a bad rumble, you still enjoy the rumble until the ending. Go, oh, that was a bit crap. But I still love a rumble. So like it's like that. Like I'm going to have fun. It's Survivor. It's war games. Yeah, I'm going to look forward to it no matter what. So I think it'll be a good night.
It still sucks. We've got a PLE with only 4 matches on it. That still sucks to me. Have a 4-hour PLE, have more matches, still give the War Games the time. My final thought is this. If you're going to turn Jey Uso heel, now's the time.
Yeet.
You. But it's my first War Games match I'm going to watch. So I'm really excited. Woo! And I know we said about you're going to be disappointed after watching Blood and Guts. We know that it's not going to be the same. So everybody else should know. So don't compare it. It's a different animal.
Yeah, when you have that expectation, you'll be like, you know what you're going to get, and especially in a WWE style. I take a perfect example recently. I mean, Josh spoke about loads was the Blake Monroe Jordan Grace steel cage match or weaponized steel cage match. For me, I was hoping for something from like AEW, Mariah May, just seeing blood, and we just didn't get it, and I was slightly disappointed. But that's on me because I should have known. I should have known it was WWE. I mean, like it's not going to be. With this, it's a similar thing. Like Josh said, it would be cool to see blood. I'm not expecting it, so if I get it, sweet.
Yeah, we'd love it, but if we're realistic, chances are unlikely. I don't know why the WWE don't do blood, by the way. I don't get it. There's enough adults watch it. I know it's for the kids and stuff. I don't get why we've still got that policy in place of really being sparing with the blood. Need I
Yeah.
remind you, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, where the referee literally put on black rubber gloves because there was going to be so much blood, and there was none.
Yeah, it's a weird one that because it's like I think I understand why it's not as frequent as you see in like AEW, but like for instance, the last time we had prop, I mean, I suppose the I was going to say Drew and Punk, but I suppose you could probably argue the Gunther and Jimmy
Yeah,
stuff was
good for
pretty
Jimmy.
good. I just wish it was a bit more frequent. I'm not asking. I don't want folk to go out there and kill themselves every other week, but you just let's see, especially for like the big shows like Survivor Series or whatever. It would be nice to get some.
Yeah, but don't kick off if there's not because this is the product we watch.
Yeah,
Maybe Brock won't give anybody a choice and he'll just do it like he did to
just
Randy.
Brock just caves everyone's skull in. Anyway, that's what they won the WarGames.
You're doing it the hard way.
I can't believe that got passed. By the way, off topic, then
I know.
like, but also the fact that Randy went, yeah, sure, you can cave my skull in.
Crack
Like,
on. Oh, we forgot to tell Jericho. Whoops.
oh, yeah, I forgot
Oh God,
that.
Oh, can you imagine it being poor Jimmy though?
I'm sure
He's
this is
had
cave.
enough.
poor guy. He's got a kid on the way, man. He needs to be healthy.
Yes, to earn
Oh,
that wage.
oh man, I already know Jimmy's probably gonna get the worst of the punishment in this match. Um, despite my personal feelings towards Brock Lesnar, it may be fun to see him enter that War Games match and just decimate every single babyface on that team when he gets in that match. Just tossing people around, German suplexing people around. Um, the guy doesn't need a weapon; he is the weapon. So,
Oh, boom. Tagline right there. He is the weapon.
oh, let's just hope they don't.
It's-
Let's just hope they don't put that before his theme song and then the guitar
he
riff.
is the way. I love. It's funny how much that means something very different in Scotland. Calling someone a weapon.
The man's a weapon.
Yeah, means
And
something
the
very
girls
different over
love
here.
him.
Anyway, that is Survivor Series 2025. As always, we want to know what you guys have to say as well. You guys are just as big a part of the show as we are, so make sure you drop your comments down below, whether you are listening on YouTube or Spotify. Let us know your thoughts on Survivor Series 2025. I cannot speak today, apparently. So yeah, make sure you guys leave your thoughts down below or, on Instagram or TikTok, wherever. All the links are down in the description. I will be back later tonight for the AEW Dynamite post-show review. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Keep a lookout for that. That's why you keep notifications on so you are alerted anytime I drop a post-show interview, podcast, anything along those lines. Make sure you have notifications on. And obviously all the stuff that I promoted at the beginning. If you watched all the way through, you heard all the stuff anyway. So there's no point in promoting all those things again. So yeah, make sure you guys check out all the links down below. Ru, I'll let you plug your stuff.
Oh, I'll try not make a mess up of it as I did last time. It's just Ruin Wrestling. Find me on TikTok. Find me on YouTube. Lots of fun wrestling content over there. Live reactions, predictions, previews, fantasy booking, all that fun stuff.
And for me, Stewart Order on. I hate doing this bit. Please come and watch me and pay me attention. Stewart Order on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. I do a bit of everything. It's all mainly WWE related, unless I'm talking to these guys and I'm learning about other companies. But yeah, reviews, previews, interviews coming soon. And just generally, I'm a bit oddly honest. So if you want to be pissed off, come and watch my stuff.
And obviously all of us cover our respective independent scenes where we are. So make sure you guys keep a lookout for that. The independent scenes are definitely something to keep a lookout for. That is where you see all the future talents that ends up getting signed. So why not follow along a wrestler along their career and then you can say that, hey, I watched this guy on the indies and then watch them get signed. So keep a
Go,
lookout for
Henry.
that. If you're in Scotland, keep a lookout for the Scottish independent scene. Rue takes care of that, and of course, Stu takes care of the UK independent scene. And then myself with the Ontario independent scene. As you can see with my Mikey Truth interview that I posted on Sunday, so go check all that stuff out. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. As always, take it easy.